What's going on, guys? It's Alex from RoofTentInsider.com, and today I wanted to talk about how to prevent condensation in your rooftop tent. I can't tell you how many times I've woken up and either the fabric is very damp or maybe even the inside and under the mattress is pretty damp as well. And if you want to just pack up and leave camp right away in the morning, this kind of sucks because when you get home, you're gonna have to pop up the tent and air it out. So these are awesome steps that you can take to prevent that from happening. With that said, let's get into it. Now, the first thing you can do is buy an anti-condensation mat. And I will link to one in the description below from Tepui just as a good example, but more likely than not, the ones they have will fit your tent just fine. And essentially what it does is just allow for better airflow under the mattress so you don't get that damp buildup and you don't have to worry about that happening. So that is definitely probably the best way to prevent condensation in your rooftop tent. Now, the next thing you could do, which is a little bit of a cheaper option, but more of a DIY project, is to get carpet tiles and put it under the mattress and use some type of adhesive to stick it to the base of the tent. And this will essentially kind of do the same thing that the anti-condensation mat will do. It'll help absorb that water a little bit, and it really does actually work pretty well. The next thing you want to do is ventilate the tent. Just open up all of the windows and try to get as much airflow as possible. And this will ensure that the air keeps circulating and you won't get that condensation buildup as you sleep throughout the night, because when you're breathing and it's a little bit warmer than it is outside, obviously you get that condensation buildup. So ventilating your tent properly is a huge difference maker to stopping condensation. Now, why should you care about stopping condensation from happening in your rooftop tent, besides the reason of wanting to stay dry? Well, like I said, the biggest thing is you don't want the fabric to get damp or your mattress, because then mildew can occur if you just fold it up and leave it there. And once mildew happens, there's really no getting rid of it. You can try to use lemon juice and then go to a further extent with bleach, which I don't recommend. That is pretty much a last-ditch effort. But once it's in the fabric, there's really no going back. And one, it doesn't look good, and two, it smells even worse. So that is really the reason you want to prevent condensation in a rooftop tent. The simplest thing is just to open all of the windows in the rooftop tent. It's easier said than done. Even if it's pretty cold out, you definitely want to keep one cracked and just keep that airflow going. A fan could probably even help with this as well, just a cheap hanging one, and I'll link to the one that I use as well. But I think it does help, and just anything you can do to keep that air circulating is really going to prevent that condensation buildup, which it's actually a huge problem. I see people posting about it on Facebook groups all of the time, and it's just crazy. I mean, but there's really just the same answers again and again. So I wanted to come out with a video just to answer that. Now, if you guys did find this helpful at any point, please throw a thumbs up and a subscribe. And if you want more information on how to prevent condensation in your rooftop tent, I will link to an article below, which actually gives more tips on how to stop it. So with that said, thank you guys so much for watching.